Homegrown online real estate rental startup NoBroker is attempting to improve the way how millions of people in the nation lease or buy an apartment by not paying any brokerage. The company has raised more than $150 million in funding till date, having recently raised $30 million, led by private equity firm General Atlantic. It also counts Tiger Global, SEF Partners, among others, as its backers. In the latest dispatch of Mint Startup Diaries, we visited their Bangalore offices, understanding their strategy, expansion plans, and the roadmap ahead. This interview was conducted pre-corona. Yes, this is how the world will be referred to in the coming times. COVID-19, or the coronavirus, is having an unprecedented and devastating impact on global businesses. Travel restrictions, disrupted supply chains, subdued demand, and labor issues have unsettled the markets. And it is inevitable that businesses have been negatively impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. We asked Amit Kumar Agarwal, co-founder NoBroker.com, on how the business is faring now post the pandemic. According to him, lockdown has reduced the activity but not made it zero. Despite the fact that customers can't do property visits, they are still seeing customer registrations and properties being posted on NoBroker at the rate of 50% of pre-lockdown period. Many rental customers are closing deals by looking at video of property posted by owner, which is a new phenomenon. We began by asking Amit Agrawal as to what was the thesis behind starting NoBroker and how have they managed to raise so much funding till date.
There is no secret sauce. I think we started 6 years back, and the objective was to solve this problem, which is about simple problem: a customer getting a house, him being able to sell his house. And we founders, when we try to rent a house, give away our house, it was a huge nightmare. We realized that brokers are charging huge money but adding value. So I think we started there. So the secret sauce is just focusing on customer and getting that one problem solved.
This focusing on customer and we will disrupt this industry are two lines which I hear from every other startup. So I think, if you overtire a word or a sentence, it tends to lose its power or meaning. I think we're already getting there in that direction. So, but I want to understand one thing that, when you talk about removing the broker from the real estate industry, I'm not sure if you guys are the first one to do it. We have seen this in the past. At least the listings platform, we had Magic Breaks or 99 Acres, and we had this, company which was really hailed as the path breaker, housing.com, for instance. We know where they are right now, but what is it about NoBroker.com which is being hailed so unique? Because at a time when capital is so super abundant, at times it is that the capital itself can choose a category leader. So how thick or thin are these moats or the competitive advantage that you are building?
So see, all the companies that you have mentioned, all of them are great companies, very good quality founders. I think what we did was we took a very hard call saying we will not work with brokers because brokers are not okay to charge less, have a very transaction attitude, are not prone towards giving good customer service. So we said we are going to work without brokers, and hence the name. So the moment we said name, then there is nothing there's no ambiguity. Then you basically work directly and you make C2C. So I think this is what is different in us, that we have taken a clean cut, that we are going to do only C2C, which has helped us reach this scale. Yes, C2C is more difficult, but it saves customer huge amount.
So it would have taken you a few years to know that something like NoBroker exists, because what we did initially was, for the initial few years, we were just building the platform. We were just focusing on making sure that somebody who's posting a house on NoBroker is getting a tenant, and vice versa, who's looking for a house is getting a direct house from the owner. So as you mentioned about the other platforms, the primary difference between us is we are not a classified platform. We are a transaction platform. So you just don't find a house on NoBroker. You get everything on NoBroker. So if you can rent a house, you can get your rental agreement done, you can look for a packer and mover on NoBroker, you can get your house painted, cleaning, everything. You can even now pay the rent on NoBroker. So anything and everything related to house happens on NoBroker, which is very different and tangential to what the other companies, the classified, has been doing. They were generally a matchmaking platform to connect you to the broker, and broker takes the deal offline, which doesn't happen in case of no.
So what exactly are you trying to build then? What is the vision mission statement for
So our objective
NoBroker.com?
is that we basically want to build a one-stop shop for every real estate need. So you might be coming to search a house, to sell a house, you want home interior, you want rental agreement, you want home loan, you want packers and movers. Everything which a customer needs in this journey, that you want to solve, because either at different levels it is broken, or there is such an unorganized industry serving it that you don't know how to curate it well, so we'll curate for you. The objective is, can you get a house and all the ancillary things fast, quick, at a reasonable price?
But are you telling me there's nobody else in India who is doing it online?
No,
Not only in India, there is no such platform across the globe. So we are the first of a kind. And when we started way back in 2014, when we launched, it took us almost a year to get first round of funding, because all the VCs, they were saying, okay, wow, this looks nice, we can see the traction, but we haven't seen something like this in the West. Because in India, generally the startups 5-6 years back were like, okay, I am Uber of this, or maybe I am Amazon of this particular thing. So that is the change what we are bringing to the industry now.
Okay, you mentioned that nobody else is perhaps doing it. So is that your moat or defensible model that you So give me some sense of your revenue then.
So see, moat, if you talk about it, it is the network effect and the positive word of mouth. So if in this category, if you have used our service once and if the experience has been great, you don't want to go to a new player. You need to rent a house, it works. You tried NoBroker, it worked. Next year you want to come there. That's why in this industry, even when some companies have been sold to another company and there is zero advertisement on their brand name, still a lot of customers keep on coming because that habit doesn't break fast. So the moat is a network effect and a positive customer experience leading to habit. Revenue, we are able to basically get revenue thankfully from every channel, right from the point that so we are a freemium model, so you can either use us for free or you can pay for value-added services. So we are able to charge right from the point when you search a house to a point when you take a packer mover or you take a home loan, everything.
So like we will have around 8, 9, 10 revenue streams with which we can make revenue.
So give me a sense of your revenues, how are they like right now?
So we don't disclose the exact revenue, but in the past 2 years, our revenue has grown 10 times.
No, but 10 times to what? There has to be some numbers. How big is the organization right now?
So in terms of profitability, we are fully profitable in the two largest cities that we have, which is Bombay and Bangalore. Which basically means our revenue takes care of the entire variable cost. Everybody who works on those cities, right from property listing to all variable costs,
And
including marketing
to
costs.
give you the proxy, so basically when we get the deals closed on the platform, the GMV of the deals which are being closed is around $1.5 billion per annum, and annually we save brokerage worth $150 million for our customers. So because we are closing close to 20 to 23,000 houses on the platform per month, which includes rentals and buy deals, we'll have around 1,000 buy deals which are happening on the platform every month, and remaining are the rental deals. And even at this stage, when buy and sell has been a relatively new category, which is around 18-24 months old in NoBroker, we are the largest player who is selling 1,000 houses per month on the platform.
So people actually buying houses online.
Yes.
So that is a behavioral change that you think has been brought about.
So it is still not that you add to cart and start paying. The behavior is that the search has had anyway moved online. I would say the change is that the owner is coming and posting his property for sale, and buyers are coming and seeing their property and saying that I don't need a physical broker to accompany me to see the house. He's saying, I can see the photos, I know what I want, the price is there, I will talk directly to the owner. Owner is saying that anyway the broker used to say, sir, आप सामने बैठ जाइए और बात कर लीजिए. Anyway, they basically both the parties had
So
to
somewhere you have become the broker. So NoBroker.com is the broker then.
talk. So broker typically is the one who always charges. In majority of the case, we don't charge. And we charge a flat fees, we don't charge a percentage.
But you do have a freemium service.
Yeah, so we basically...
So you're the brokers then.
No, so that
So
way,
you have replaced the physical broker, but you are the online broker.
No, not see, there's a fundamental difference between a broker and what we do. So we are a service provider. Broker charges you on the close of a transaction, and they charge you a fixed percentage fees. If you say that we are a broker, any shop guy who is selling anything from any of the company, because they have their margin on top of it, they become a broker. So we are not a broker, we are a service provider. So we are providing the service digitally, we are reducing the pain of the customer, we are bringing in technology to ease and reduce the time of the transaction, which you would have taken longer and you would have paid higher to the broker.
So, but what really is your IP? Ultimately, tech platform or the tech that you are building, you have inventory of somebody else. The buyer is coming onto your platform. So, which is NoBroker building then?
See, this is the power of the platform. You think about Facebook. Neither they create content nor they consume content. What they've created is a network effect in which both the parties come together. Somebody creates, some other person consumes. So we don't own the properties, we don't create the content of the property, somebody else does. And there's a huge amount of people who earlier used to pay to consume this content. Now they can consume this content either free or at a fraction of price, which is flat. So in Bombay, if a flat is of 2 lakh rupees, which a broker would charge you 2 lakh rupees of brokerage.
2 lakh from each side.
Or there is from each side. And if there is a small house for 500 rupees, in both the cases it is either free or 2000 rupees. And so the power of the platform is the network effect. So if you have to understand us, you start from a Facebook model. And
Because
the same way
that
in
is-
which same way in which a Facebook doesn't have offices in different cities, we don't have any office in any city.
And that is why we say we are a platform, because we are bringing that trust that you can post your house on NoBroker, somebody will come and they will find your service, and this happens using technology, proper democratic way. There is no bias which is getting into this system. So now, because somebody would have liked our service of getting the house, they trust us to get their rental agreement, get their packer and mover. Owner trusts us to get the house painted, cleaned and everything.
So basically, what you're offering is real estate as a service.
Yeah, to offer real estate as a service, the main stumbling block was trust. That how do you trust a website whether the property is correct, whether the person on the other side is not a broker? Because finally you are going and you are going to visit that house, you are going to come out of your office, take your wife, spend your evening and go there. Is it worth that time? Are the photos going to be correct? So I think over past 6 years what we have been able to build is trust.
But tell me one thing, Amit, I've heard this trust and the tech argument from a lot of online real estate platforms before, from both VCs and the entrepreneurs. In fact, I've heard for housing also that tech has been phenomenal. A lot of people have, praised that. So I'm still not convinced about the answer here that, our tech is great and we are. So basically what you're telling me that I am doing what Google did, easing the service, right?
Yes.
Easing the service for people.
Yeah, so
but how can that be such a defensible model for NoBroker to come in and say that I've disrupted the industry?
See, not only having the great tech solves the problem, solving the real business problem, making it worthwhile for the consumer. What housing did, what others have done, they were still connecting the consumer to the broker. When you connect to the broker, the deal goes offline and broker still charges you. What we are doing is with using ML and AI. So on the platform, we ensure that the owner, or when the owner connects with the tenant or the buyer, these guys are the genuine people. So you will never encounter a broker. Hence, you don't have to pay any transaction fee when the house has been closed. So one user has started saving the money. So for a house which was 25,000-30,000 rupees, they were earlier paying 25,000-30,000 rupees as a brokerage. Either they are not paying anything, or if they are paying maybe 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. So that is where, when you start saving money for consumer, when people start believing you, and when they believe and when they do one transaction, or somebody in their family or the friend circle would have done it. Let's say one of your very close friends come and tell you that, okay Shrija, I found a house on NoBroker and I didn't pay anything on that particular transaction. You will be tempted to try that particular thing. And when your experience is of the similar nature, you tell 5 other people. And that is what Amit is talking about. That's how the network grows, and that's how the trust builds, and that's how it becomes a snowball and people start believing you. You would have not known about NoBroker maybe 5 years back. You came to know about NoBroker few months back when we raised a lot of money.
No, not really.
In terms of the opposite side of trust also, that while customers are now trusting us more, brokers don't really love us.
Of course they won't, because it disrupted the industry.
And one of the reasons is that our office, which I think you know, was attacked by 60 brokers a couple of years back, physically attacked. And they wanted to basically destroy computers, beat our employees, because in their mind it is not a service which is on cloud. In their mind, this is there on this physical computer. If you break it, then NoBroker.com will basically stop. So, and the reason why they attacked was because a lot of customers started trusting NoBroker and saying to them, let me check on NoBroker first, then I'll come to you, which really irritated them. So if you are adding value, then then eventually the customers talk about you. So the real test of trust is if on a random WhatsApp group of a society of your building, somebody asks, how should I rent a house? How should I sell a house? And somebody else replies, try NoBroker. That's it. There's the proof point of trust. There is no Google ad, there is no TV ad. A random person is asking another random person, and from genuinity he is saying that try NoBroker.
Interesting. So you bought the funding bit. So let me dwell a little bit on that. You raised significant round of funding. This is no mean number, but especially for 5 years old startup and the kind of waves you're making in the real estate industry. Tell me one thing. What are the 3 significant challenges that you are facing while building out NoBroker?
So see, the typical challenges which a startup faces is, one is product market fit. Over the past 6 years, we have been able to do it. Second challenge which a typical real estate companies have faced in the past is either they don't make money, or if they make money from builders don't pay, so account receivable gets stuck. This we have solved. Our account receivable 0 because we take upfront money from every customer. And we started our revenue model late in 2015 itself. So now it has basically scaled up big time. So these problems are no longer there. Our main challenge is constant good execution. We should never be complacent, money or no money. Whatever is working for us, we just need to scale it up. We are in 6 cities, we need to make it into 20 cities, 50 cities. And while we scale, which basically means more customers, more pain points, and as we are getting into more services, our quality of service should improve, should not go down even a single item. That's our current challenge.
So, see, it's all about how do we grow the business, correct? When we are talking about, now when we have made the platform, how exactly we can monetize more from the platform, what are the more services which we can offer. So recently, 4 months back, we launched NoBroker Home Services, where we started offering painting and the home cleaning services to our customer. So it's really about knowing what are the pain points for the consumers, what exactly consumers are looking for more. So one of the additions to that, and which was discussed among our investor, is like should we have an app which provides the apartment management part. So we have a product called NoBroker Hood, which is nothing but a neighborhood has become NoBroker Hood, which takes care of apartment management, visitor management, and the financial management for the societies. Because people say, okay, I am getting houses. Can you help me manage my house also? Can I pay my utility bill? So yes, you can pay your society maintenance on NoBroker Hood. You can pay your maids, you can pay your cooks using UPI on NoBroker Hood app. You will be able to track in and out time of your maids. You will be, your boom barriers in the society will be controlled with the app, so that if your car wash guy is taking your car for a toll, you get to know that about those things. So idea here is, for our board, for our investors, whatever we do, in real estate, we should be single point of contact for any kind of services.
But tell me one thing, often investors also have this, temptation to drive companies to do things which could also be funny, right? Because ultimately the idea is to drive up the valuation game, right? So have there been temptations to do things which perhaps is not the core and get into the non-core, and there have been some missteps where you have to also roll backs, because they could be extremely beneficial for our watchers here?
So I think what has happened is that here the selection of investors is also crucial. It is not that we selected every investor, because it's also about who's interested in you versus us wanting them. But I think what happened was, we started with SAF, and SAF had already seen a lot of real estate guys not being able to make money. So they trusted us. We basically took baby steps in direction of monetization, and they basically allowed us huge amount of freedom. When we come to General Atlantic and Tiger Global, their holding horizon itself is so large that they don't want to build any bad practice, because I think they have had enough learnings, if there was any learning to be taken. So thankfully, all the investors that we have, including VNext, all of them have a longer horizon, and they do not tinker with anything which is short term. So all of us basically are fully aligned there. I'm not sure whether it is, I'm sure we are lucky to basically have it, otherwise there must be cases where the temptation is there. But I think that is one of the most strategic reasons that we have been able to bring NoBroker to this level, where if you look back, we don't think we have made any strategic blunder, not a single blunder. I'm not sure whether it will continue in the future. In the past 6 years, no big strategic blunder. Mainly because we said, let's look over longer term, let's just focus on the customer.
What really is your burn rate like right now?
So what we basically measure is that in terms of the revenue versus the burn, it should be very close, and it is very close. So we are proud about it. Second thing which basically we keep on seeing is that within NoBroker we have some verticals which are old, for example rental and sale, cities which are old like Bombay, Bangalore, and then there are cities which are new, the verticals which are new and which will take some time to develop. So what we do is we analyze P&L of every function. We divide every function into variable cost, into head office cost, and our aim is if you are old, be profitable, or if you are new, what is your path towards profitability, at least variable cost, and then recover the head office cost. So I think our objective is that we have to make money, we have to be profitable, and make sure then only our investors can really make money. Otherwise, we are just moving from one round to another.